And a fan favorite returns to the Metropolitan Opera this spring. She's a soprano who's hitting all the right notes off stage too.
Danielle de Niese also works at breaking down barriers so more people can understand and enjoy opera. CBS 2's Dana Tyler talks with her, but first, let's listen.
That's Danielle de Niese as Despina, the clever maid who's always up to something in Mozart's romantic comedy, Cosi fan tutte. Performances begin at the Metropolitan Opera this Saturday, April 26th. Danielle de Niese, who's been called opera's coolest soprano by the New York Times, is thrilled to return to the Met, and we're honored to have her with us today. Good morning.
Good morning, Dana.
You make it look so easy, Danielle.
Oh, well, that's the job. I mean, you know, we put a lot of time and effort into the performance before we get on stage, but I think once you get on stage, the joy is actually letting go and letting the work that you've done take care of that and do the storytelling. And I love being on stage, so those are my favorite moments in the world.
And this one fits you. This is, I mean, it is a classic for those of us who have not gone to a lot of operas. Let's just say Cosi is just, it's fun and...
It's fun, it's very witty, it's rather cynical about women, so, you know, it's 3 women and 3 men, but they really do pull one over us in the end. And even Despina, who thinks she knows everything, actually finds herself fooled at the end. So it's a story about sort of trying one's faith in love.
In love.
Yeah.
And you love singing.
I do love singing. I've done it since I was 8 years old.
I read that when you were 2. Pitch perfect at 2 years old? Come on.
Well, my intonation was perfect, and my mom used to sing to me, and I would sing back to her, and they remarked upon it, even at that age. But of course, 5 or 6, I showed that I was really holding forth and performing at home, and so it was really natural. Singing, dancing, ballet dancing classes, drama, voice lessons. Yeah, I was a performing kid. I loved it.
Sri Lankan?
My parents are born in Sri Lanka. They're mixed with Dutch and Scottish heritage, and I grew up in LA.
And then here you are traveling all over the world, and you won an Emmy hosting a children's TV show as a teenager,
I did,
right?
Yeah, so I've been in front of the camera. It's nice during this sort of multimedia phase of where opera's going, because I'm very comfortable in front of the camera.
Well, let's talk about where opera's going. First of all, this Saturday, the performance by the Met at 12:55 will be seen live HD in movie theaters.
That's right.
Right? 2,000 movie theaters. 66 countries.
66 countries. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's the reach of the Metropolitan Opera is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
How important is that?
I think it's vital. So important. It's absolutely vital. It's also very important that we give an opportunity to people who may never make a trip to New York to see what the Metropolitan Opera can do by bringing the opera to them.
What they also see is behind the scenes, because you're not going to sing straight for several hours. There are intermissions.
Exactly.
Here's the opera right here, a few blocks from CBS, right at Lincoln Center, and here are some of the behind-the-scenes pictures. Peter Gelb, of course, and I mean, it's
quite a production.
Yes,
There's a lot of people involved in making an HD broadcast come to life, and it takes a lot of coordination, and you know, unexpected things can happen. It is live. It is really,
nervous
really
for
live.
You?
Yes,
different kind of nerves?
Absolutely. Very kind of anxious, excited nerves. The kind of nerves that comes with knowing that people are tuned into you from all over the world. That somewhere in the world, everybody's synchronized together. They're all sitting in a theater somewhere. And I actually get tweets in the middle of the show. When I go in the intermission back to my dressing room, I check my Twitter, and then I'll see that somebody in Peru has said, you know, go Danielle, you're amazing, something like that. And it gives you, it pumps you up, it gives you spirit, and it's so exciting. I hope everybody will tune in.
You speak with such confidence, you sing with such confidence, and you are sharing that with people. Last month, you went to the Celia Cruz Bronx High School of Music. They were having
a masterclass,
a competition, and you went in. Tell me about that.
I went in on the morning, I think the day before performance, and I sat and spent some time doing a masterclass with some young, exciting singers. And there was some really tender moments, some really interesting things happened. You know, when you're put on the spot and asked to sing for someone who you put on a pedestal. So it was actually really nice to connect with them.
And you're also sharing it with people from all over the world. International Rescue Committee, you're an ambassador.
Yes.
You had some guests recently at the Met.
I invited 20 refugee children who have been resettled in the U.S. to come to the Metropolitan Opera and see a performance of Enchanted Island. I went and showed them my costumes in the intermission, and I let them tear apart my costume pieces and wear some of the headdresses and things. And I actually got a special tour for them organized to come onto the stage before the show so I could show them what my view was. We all held hands together, and I looked out and they looked out, and they were very overwhelmed, and they loved the opera experience. They're all hooked and want to come back.
And your family, your parents live in Bergen County?
My parents live in Bergen County. They moved over from Los Angeles so they can travel from spot to spot and see me all over the world. And obviously it's great to be home to sing at the Met. This is my home patch. So New York is where I've had so many career milestones. The Met's my home, and I'm the baby of the Met, so to come back home and stand on this stage is particularly special.
I know you have a busy life with your husband, your life in England, and thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
And we will so look forward to, and you just your voice, how quickly you're speaking and everything. I know you have voice rest at some point, so thank you.
Exactly, I'm resting today.
Shh, very, very quiet. Thank you, Danielle de Niese. You can see her in Cosi fan Tutte, okay?
That's right.
At the Metropolitan Opera beginning this Saturday, April 26th. It will be broadcast live in HD at 2,000 movie theaters all over the world. Back to you.